Hello, everybody. Today we are going to make some rice. It's gonna be like a vegetable rice. So I have here green beans, onions, tomatoes that I cut up, and I have carrot, cabbage, and this is a Scott bonnet pepper for flavor. And we will be using our a piece. You saw me make a video the other day, so this is what we're gonna be using to season our rice, okay? And the rice I'm gonna be using today is white rice. I'm gonna be using white rice. We are going to go over. Let's move over to the stove, and I'm gonna be using a big pot. I'm not gonna make a lot of rice, but I want to use a big pot so I have enough room in the pot for the rice, okay? All right, I think that's it. That will do it. Okay, now we're gonna use olive oil for our rice. Yeah, looks like a lot, but trust me. Trust me on that, okay? All right, here's the glass I'll be using. So now let me tell you a little bit about cooking white rice. So when you're cooking white rice, you don't need a lot of water. For every measure, regardless of what you're using. So if I'm using this to measure my rice, I will need 1 1/4 of this for my water, okay? So for every measure of white rice, you need 1 1/4 for your water. That way your white rice will not be mushy. All right, I don't like it when it's mushy. Now, if I were to use brown rice, for every measure of rice, you're gonna need 1 1/2 of the water. Now, I said every measure, not every cup, every measure. So meaning if I decide to use this to measure my rice, if it's white rice, I'm gonna use 1 1/4 of this. So whatever you use to measure the rice, you use the same thing to measure your water, okay? So if I were to use this for my brown rice, one this of the brown rice, I will need 1 1/2 of this for the water, okay? So just wanted to make it clear because some people, they don't measure and they are pretty good at doing that without measuring and get a good consistency on their rice without measuring. But for some other folks, it's hard. It's a hit or miss. So we're not gonna take chances here. In order for you to have the exact same result every time, you're gonna use the exact same, quantity every time. All right, so now our oil, we're gonna add our spice to it, our épice. All right, now we're not gonna be stingy with the épice now, because we don't want your rice to be bland. All right, here's the quantity I'm using. All right, I'm adding a little bit more. That's me. If you use less, that's fine. But I want my rice to be delicious. So you want all that to go in there. All right. We're gonna let it do its thing. All right. So to this. All right. All right. Give it a few minutes, like maybe 2 minutes. All right. Let me get all my goodies here. All right. So, I'm also going to add some better than bouillon paste in here. You fry it with your épice, okay? This is what I added to it. All right. Put it in there. If you don't have that, it doesn't matter. Just put salt. Okay. I just like the taste of this. But with your épices, I mean, it's still gonna taste great without this. All right. So now we're gonna let them fry together. Now for this recipe, I'm gonna use 1 measure of rice, but I will not use 1.5. I'm not gonna use 1.25 water because I'm adding the vegetables. All right, the vegetables are going to produce some water. So let me put my tomato first because I want the acidity of the tomato to be gone by the time I'm adding the rice, okay? So I want the tomato to cook a little bit. All right, I'm on medium here, medium high. And I always have these spots that are dancing. They like to dance around. All right, this is gonna be, I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but I wanna show you everything. So some people want to see the whole process. If you already know how to do this, just move it forward. All right, but the ones that don't know, let's give them a chance to learn. All right, let's let it cook a bit. Let's see if I can squeeze it down. There we go. Just speed that up for you. There we go. That helped out. That helped. Okay. So, for my Creole speaking people, pour moun qui parle créole yo, vous mettez épices la frit. Si vous mettez maggi, si vous servez maggi, mettez maggi à frit tout. Vous mettez petit tomate la frit en vent. Parce que tomate a un petit goût su. Là, quittez le cuit en vent, goût su à aller. Alright, so n'a pas fait ça. There we go. On quitte le cuit comme ça. Now, pas oublier, il y a un petit sel déjà. Alright. Now, I'm going to add my onions, everything else, green beans. I don't measure my beans. I mean, there's no right or wrong quantity, really. You know, it depends on how much you like of each. That's what I would say. Your cabbage and your carrot. We put everything in there. All right. Okay. Perfect. I'm gonna leave my little pepper for later. Now, let's let it do its thing. Here. All right, so give it a mix. Let's not forget, this is going to produce water. Okay? We're not going to forget about that. But we're not going to let it produce the water before we do the rice, okay? So, we're just going to keep that in mind. Nous connaissons que vegetable yo pral bay de l'eau dans du riz. C'est ça que fait ou pas mettre en pile de l'eau dans du riz. OK? So son du riz blanc m'a fait. Normalement si m'pas mettre vegetable, moi tap mettre, on va aller du riz, on va aller avec un quart de l'eau. Comme moi ap mettre vegetable pral bam de l'eau. On va les dire avec on va les d'eau. Okay. Now another thing I'm gonna add to this, I'm gonna make a lot bagay too. It's some coconut milk. That one is coconut cream. It's just optional. Somebody pas obligé mettre. C'est juste goût am besoin. Okay? So I just pour it into this glass jar. Just a little bit. This is optional. It's just for me to get the coconut taste. That's it. Nothing else. If you don't like it, you don't have to use that. I'm just adding that to it for the flavor of the coconut in the vegetable. That's it. Ou pas aimer cocoé, ou pas besoin mettre ça. C'est pas obligatoire, hein? Now, we're gonna give it a few minutes to do its thing. Now, you don't want to be eating the rice, and then when you get a bite of vegetable, and the vegetable has no flavor. So that's why you're gonna let it do its thing right here. And also add some salt to it. Okay. I'm adding some salt. And you add salt to taste, to your taste, okay? You add this for now. After you put the water, you taste it to see if it's what you like. Okay? Now, there we go. I'm just gonna let it do its thing here. I'm adding this now for 2 minutes. All right? And then I'll come back, add the water, and then put my rice. Now, another thing I'm gonna add to this is some turmeric. All right? Just for color. It's gonna make it like a nice gold yellow color. So turmeric is good for your health and also for giving your food some good color. Now, again, we're gonna put our water. We said 1 measure of water because you see all the water I already have in here? You see, let me show you. That's why you don't do that much water. There's a lot of water in here. And it's gonna continue to produce water while cooking. Okay? So, 1 measure of water here. All right. So, here is my measure of water. 1 measure. That's all you're gonna add to this. That's it. Don't put any more. Okay? Do not. Okay? So here, I'm gonna put some pepper, black pepper to taste. Okay? And that's it. Put a lid on. Let it boil. All right? So once it's boiled, we're gonna put the rice. That's it. Okay. Again, you see me using this to measure my water. I'm gonna use the same glass to measure my rice. And this is white rice, again. All right? See? That's my measure of rice. That's what I'm gonna be using once the water is ready. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Now another visual. All right. So you can't go wrong if you follow this. You cannot go wrong. Your rice will never be mushy. Okay. So here is my water. Here is my rice. Same measure, water and rice. This is because I have the vegetables in there and the coconut milk. If I did not have that, I would use 1 1/4 of this. Okay? Just wanted to show you. All right. Okay, so let's go back. Our water is gonna start boiling pretty quickly. Yep, it's already boiling. So, let's go. One day I probably have multiple cameras. So I will stop giving you a headache, turning and flipping all the time. You see, your water is boiling. Your water is boiling here. Look at that. And for the visual people like me, let me show you how high my heat is. All right. This is the heat I have underneath, okay? Like medium low or I don't know. You see it. I think, as a matter of fact, my dial is on number 6. So I would say medium high. Okay. So now, the water is boiling, so I'm getting ready to pour in my rice, but I'm going to test it to make sure it's, what I like. Yes. Okay. This is perfect. Or almost perfect. I think I'm going to need a little bit more salt in here. I don't want my rice to be bland. Oh, I don't like bland rice. You don't want it to be salty either. So I'm adding this quantity only for salt. Because all these vegetables are going to release a bunch of water. And you may end up, with a bland rice. Okay? Okay. Water is boiling. I added my salt. It didn't melt real quick. And then get the rice. Try to spread the rice everywhere. Now you wonder why I'm using that big pot. I'm not making a lot of rice really. I'm using that big pot because I want the rice to have enough room. I don't want it, because if it's a small pot, next thing you know, your rice is mushy and everything. I don't like that. So that's why I rather give it room. And this way also your vegetable is spread all over the rice. Every bite you take, you got a bit of vegetables. And then if you have like peppers, green, yellow, whatever peppers, if you want to add to this, you can. I'm just using this because those are my favorite vegetables. I love cabbage, tomatoes, and carrots. And the green beans, oof, I love it. So that's why I chose those. But if you like any other type of vegetables, you can do the same thing. All right, so I'm gonna let it do its thing. All right. Somebody get me a nice pot that doesn't dance on the stove. Those are so old, I can't even remember where I got those. I think my mom gave me all the pots. All the pots that I have that look like this, she gave them to me. I never bought one. God knows how old these things are. You will not go to a Haitian house and not find these aluminum pots. We all have them. Okay, so now what we're looking for, we're looking for the water to start reducing, And once you don't see any more water, you are going to reduce your heat to the lowest level and put a lid on it. Some people will put a lid now, but again, I'm not trying to get mushy rice. All right. Let me taste again. Oh yes. Oh yeah. I can taste the coconut. I can't even taste the tomatoes. All right. That's what you do. Let me see. How long has it been? 21 minutes? All right. Okay. I apologize in advance if the video is too long. But again, Some of my sisters, they will appreciate the step by step. I would. If somebody wants to teach me something, show me step by step. I'm pretty good at following. Don't tell me do this, do that, and don't show me nothing. It does not work for me. I'm visual. I want to see. Now, once I see it, now you're in trouble. I'm gonna manipulate it. I'm gonna tweak it, make it my own, but at least you show me how to do it. So I'm showing you here. Once you master this, you can do whatever else you want. But you just need to master the basic. All right, so now you see, we're almost out of water. Once you get to that level, you are going to put a lid on it. Okay? All right, now. And then you reduce your heat all the way down. I'll show you. You see? You bring it all the way down to the lowest level. Okay? That's why I can't cook on any electric stove, because I don't know how to do that. I've never had any electric stove, so I don't know how to use those. Probably messed up the food. But this is what you do. Now, you leave it there. Don't walk away from this and then just go and do other things. You need to keep an eye on it, because this is white rice. You don't want the rice to be mushy. Come back, I would say after maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and check it. Okay, it's not gonna take long to cook. All right, so I'm gonna bring you back and then show you what it looks like. Okay? All right, so I'll see you in a few. Okay, we're back to check on the rice. Like I said, don't leave it alone and go do something else. Ooh, Lord. Ooh, the aroma. That's why you put this in there. The pepper. It gives it a nice aroma. It's not like you're gonna eat the pepper, but it really helps with the aroma. Now you see, look at the consistency of this. All right. Here's your rice right there. So what I'll do, I'll give it a little flip. Okay. Look at this beauty here. See that? There you go. Now imagine if you had put a lot of water in here. You will mess it up. So now, because the water from the vegetables gonna steam the rice and everything. Now let me see. I'm gonna take a bite and see if I need to leave. I'm pretty sure I need to leave it a little bit longer, but I'm just gonna try to find out how long. And again, you need to try it. You need to taste it. All right. Right now, they are al dente. All right, and the longer you leave it there, it's gonna continue to cook. All right, there we go. We put that flavor thing back in there. I like to stick it underneath like that and cover it. All right, can't go wrong with this. Leave it there. It's gonna cook. There you go. Put back the lid back on it. And there, that's it. I'm gonna leave it for another 10 minutes. You should be ready to go. All right, folks. I hope this helped you. All right. So if you try that, let me know. And if you can, show me the result. Okay. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.
My lord. Riz à la jardinière. Vegetable rice.